Hello there, welcome to my channel. It's long overdue. Still haven't decided the name of it yet. Probably gonna call it Bapillo or some stupid name like that. But this is a new, I would say era, but like new beginnings. And what do you expect from this YouTube channel that may I may flop? Inshallah, no. But some football content, some gaming. Gaming sounds whack, but etc. Like just random stuff. Nice. And for the first video, I might as well do a Premier League prediction for the next season, for the season that's coming. Because you know, just want to know how. Just gonna be based on our pre-season, how these teams done well, and just gonna see what they'll probably do this season. I'm so bad at this, but let's just get this started, innit? Alright, for the first team, we're gonna go the Arsenal, the mighty Arsenal. What I would say about this is they missed out last season, which is sad enough because they only lost one game since January, no, since December, and that was against Aston Villa at home, which which made them flop the league. But what more can they do? They signed a good centre back that can play right back and left back, Calafiori from Bologna, and they may push even further. I don't know what do they have to do with to like compete with Man City or to overcome Man City. We've seen it with Liverpool. We've seen it. I won't say Man United, but we've seen it. We've seen it with Liverpool mainly, and I think they may edge it this year. I'm going to put Arsenal first. If they sign a striker by the end of the transfer window, that'll be a big signing for them. Let's say like an Ivan Toney, maybe not an Ottoman, but something like that. Maybe Isaac. Nah, don't think so. But I'm gonna put them first. They're going to as much as I hate to say it, but they're going to win the Premier League. Aston Villa. Okay, this is a bit of a strange one because they sold a lot of players, but they signed a lot of players at the same time. They've signed Ian Maatsen from Chelsea, who was on loan from to Borussia Dortmund last season. They've signed Ross Barkley from Luton. They've signed two players from Juventus in the swap deal for Douglas Luiz. So Douglas Luiz is gone. I don't know what to say about them. They signed Amadou Onana from Everton, which is a big one for them. Will they fall short, similar to Newcastle last season? I don't know. Depends on the injuries. Champions League is much more tiring this season because of the new stupid format. It's because back then you have to only play like 6 games. Now you have to play 8 games. But I don't think they'll get top 4. They'll get maybe 6th or 5th Europa League. So it's a big season ahead of Unai Emery. Second full season at the club. I think he made it his project, his team, and they have a good squad. So in my opinion, I'm going to put them coming 5th. No, 6th, because my 5th spot is someone else. They may fall short. They'll still be fighting. They'll still be playing good football, but they may get injuries, similar to Brighton, similar to Newcastle last season. So, they may not be able to compete with Champions League, which won't be surprising. But I'm gonna put them 5th, 6th. Next up will be Bournemouth. Okay, Bournemouth. I won't lie to you. They made good signings. They made NSU now. Alex Paulson, I don't know that much about, but the big signing that they made is Dean Hudson from Juventus. They signed him on a permanent deal. They've signed They've signed a Barcelona fullback, which I don't really know about. He only played there for a season, and I think they may improve. As their manager is a very good manager. It's his first season at the club with pre-season, and I think they may come 10th. I think if they come 10th, that's a big jump. Around the 10th and the 8th place area. They lost Dominic Solanke, which is a big loss for them. They may get a new striker. but it won't be as good as Solanke because he was with them in pre-season and it will be difficult for the striker to cope. And maybe they may fall short, we never know, but they've got a big season ahead. I won't be surprised if they get relegated and I look like one heck of an idiot. Okay, next up is Brentford. Brentford FC. I'm not keen on them, to be honest. They've only signed one to two players. Igor Thiago from Club Brugge and Fabio Carvalho from Liverpool on a permanent deal. I mean, Thomas Frank, he's a good manager, he's a very good manager, but they were very bad last season. They may fall short as well. They may fight relegation, but they're a good club, they're a community club. They may bounce back from last season because Ivan Toney's back, but I won't give them high hopes. I think they'll come around 17th, 16th position. If they sign other players, then fair enough. But they've sold and released a lot of players. They just gave back Mopai to Everton, which is nothing much of a big deal. But it's a big season ahead of them. They may fight relegation. That's a big one. A lot of teams coming into the Prem, the three teams I'm going to discuss, and some teams that are still in the Premier League will be fighting relegation. So if they survive, that'll be good for them. Okay, next up is Brentford. Brentford FC. I'm not keen on them, to be honest. They've only signed one to two players. Igor Thiago from Club Brugge and Fabio Carvalho from Liverpool on a permanent deal. I mean, Thomas Frank, he's a good manager, he's a very good manager, but they were very bad last season. They may fall short as well. They may fight relegation, but they're a good club, they're a community club. They may bounce back from last season because Ivan Toney's back, but I won't give them high hopes. I think they'll come around 17th, 16th position. If they sign other players, then fair enough. But they've sold and released a lot of players. They just gave back Mopai to Everton, which is nothing much of a big deal. But it's a big season ahead of them. They may fight relegation. That's a big one. A lot of teams coming into the Prem, the three teams I'm going to discuss, and some teams that are still in the Premier League will be fighting relegation. So if they survive, that'll be good for them. Brighton Hove Albion, the Seagulls, dead, short name, whatever. I'm joking, but they've got a young manager. They've signed a good amount of players. Matt Swafer from Feyenoord. They've signed a lot of players. I'm going to Dennis Undav from Stuttgart. I'm not. They've got a young manager, so they may fall short as well. But will they bounce back from the Zerbi? They may sell Billy Gilmore to Napoli, which I heard. But if they don't, then that won't be much of a big deal for them. But I'll put them around 11th place. I think they'll come 11th. They'll probably drop points as well from here and there. But it's just a young manager they've got. It'll be hard to control the squad because you've got James Milner, who's older than him. And he came from Bundesliga too as well. So we don't know if he'll be amazing or if he'll be pretty good for the future. Chelsea, Carla, in my opinion, they've got 43 squad players. They might sign Joao Felix. I mean, they're not, I don't know what to say about them. They got a new manager. The only player that they've signed that is looking like, oh, that's a big signing, was Pedro Neto. And from what I'm seeing here, I think they've loaned out some players, but I mean, Dewsbury Hall, they've signed as well. They might bring back the guy because of the Atletico Madrid problem with Joao Felix. But I think they'll come. I won't be surprised if they drop because it's the first season. Because Chelsea, the new owners, they only want people that agree with them. Yes. They don't want people that will disagree. Pochettino last season, if Pochettino stayed, I would have put Chelsea, to be honest, challenging for Champions League football, or even they probably could have won the Conference League as well. It doesn't really matter. But they're going to come eighth. I'm gonna put them eighth. If they drop even more, they probably do better than eighth. But that's why I'm going to put them. I mean, they've got like 50 strikers. They've signed a good striker from Barcelona. I remember. Who was it? No, it wasn't Barcelona. It was Barcelona. Marc Gui is a young striker. I've seen a couple of clips of him from the Inter Milan game. He's very good. But will they? I don't know. They might sell. They need to sell certain players because it's too much of a big squad. What's going to be the starting midfield, their defense, even the attacking force? Like Pedro Neto is here. What's his name? Christopher Nkunku is basically back. Cole Palmer, which is solidified his position because he's the main player of that team. But they're probably going to come eighth. If they probably do better, but I won't be surprised if they come eighth. The Palace, they have a big season ahead. They lost Michael Olise to Bayern Munich, which wasn't surprising. They've got top manager as well. He done well for them when he came in for Roy Hodgson. And to be honest, they may. I want them to put them Conference League, but it's too much. So I think they're going to come ninth next to this season. They've got a good manager. They've signed top players. Ismail Sarr is one of them from Marseille, who has Premier League experience. And I think they may fight for Europa Conference League, the 7th place. And we'll just have to see it with them. To be honest, they've signed Daichi Kamada from
Daichi Kamada.
No, but come on.
Lazio as well. I think it was on a free. And Chadi Riyad from Real Betis, who was from Barcelona as well. I think they're going to like push further. They're no longer the club that they're just there. They're going to push further. They may push even for Conference League. They've got a big season ahead. Good top manager, a striker, Mateta, who's coming back from the Olympics, who's done well in the Olympics as well. So I'm gonna put them eighth, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'll put them eighth. Maybe cause if they sell Eze, then they'll be in a big problem. But hopefully they do well and they push further. Okay, now we'll go in. The next team is, I think it's Everton. Sean Dyche. I call it Sean Dyche team. Should I tell you why? Because he saved them from relegation. He said when they got point deductions. Apparently they're going to get point deducted this season at the beginning of the season for like 4 points. And I don't know, to be honest. I want them to put they may come 12th, but they're going to come like 13th because of the point deductions. So we'll just have to wait and see with them. I think Everton, they've signed a couple of decent players. Jesper Lindstrom from Napoli on loan, Jacob Bryan from Lyon, Jack Harrison, they loaned him in again from Leeds United, and Omari Benjamin from Arsenal, which is, I think he's probably going to play for the young team, I think, because he's a young player. So I think they're going to come 13th, in my opinion. We'll just have to wait. I think if they don't get point deducted, then they'll be in the higher mid-table. I think because last season they got deducted 6 points and they still survived relegation comfortably. So I think they're going to come 13th. Fulham, I don't know. They've signed Smith Rowe, Sessegnon and Quansah. Those are the only 3 players they've signed. I don't feel comfortable with them. They haven't signed a replacement for Mitrovic, the striker, yet. But Smith Rowe has a big season ahead. Marcus Silva is a top manager as well. They may fall short though. So I think they're going to come 15th. I think they're going to come 15th. They'll survive relegation, but they're going to finish above Brentford. I feel comfortable with that. Ipswich, new team from the Championship. They back-to-back promotions, which is big. First time coming back to the Prem since probably 2000 or so, a bit before that. They signed Omari Hutchinson on a permanent deal from Chelsea. Ben Johnson from West Ham. What else did they sign? A couple of players from Championship Burnley. Liam Delap from Manchester City, which is a young upcoming footballer. Connor Townsend from West Brom. So it's a bit of a mix and match. I think they'll fall short. They'll probably be like better than Luton, but they'll put up a fight. So I think they're going to come 18th. They'll put up a fight. They'll probably if they survive, then that's big for them. McKenna's a top manager, but it depends because they don't really have Premier League quality players. Look what happened to Burnley, Luton, Sheffield United. All three dropped straight away. So I think they're going to get relegated. Right, next up, Leicester City. Foxes, my team. I can't lie. I don't feel comfortable at all. I mean, we're signing a player from Bayern Leverkusen. We've signed a couple of decent players. It's just we're not getting the signings that we need. We're taking too long. We signed Michel Golding from Chelsea, which I don't think he'll play. But to be honest, Steve Coopers wants to get signings as much as he wants. I think Zaha, he wants to get Zaha. He wants to get Adam from Bayern Leverkusen. He got Buonate from Brighton, which is a big upgrade to the midfield. In terms of pre-season, it's not looking good, bruv. I think I would have wanted to keep like someone like Iheanacho an extra season, and Dewsbury Hall could have stayed for one more season, but when the money comes calling, I have to come. We may get point deductions because of something called PSR rules for some reason, but I think we'll survive. We'll slightly survive. I think we're gonna come, in my opinion. It's going to be a tough one. I'm not confident, but we'll just have to hope for the best. So 15th it is, to be honest. That's why I put them. Hopefully we'll sign the players before the transfer window ends, but it's looking difficult. Southampton FC. I'm a bit so honest. I think they're going to go straight back down, but
they're going down.
10 times worse than Sheffield. I'm joking. I mean, they haven't signed anyone. I think their manager's probably going to get sacked soon. Well, to be fair, I'm just seeing this. They've signed a lot of players. Adam Lallana, but like, I'm not sure. Most of them are from. Well, they signed Ben Diaz from Villarreal, who was very well for Sheffield United last season, but just most of their players that they've signed is either players that haven't started for their team or they're from the Championship. They've signed Flynn Dornus from West Ham. I probably butchered that as usual. But I think they're going to get relegated. I think they're going to come 20th. They're going to go relegated. They're not the best team out there, but we'll just have to wait and see. I think, to be honest, I don't feel comfortable about them at all. So I'm gonna put them City 115 charges. They're going to seal their fate this January or this September around the Mariners. I don't care. But finally, we're gonna see them either fumble or escape from punishment. And they only signed one player. They sold Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid. They've sold Sergio Gomez to Real Sociedad. I mean, it wasn't even a big much of a difference. But Savinho, they've signed him from Troyes. I don't know that much about him. I've seen a bit of him in the Community Shield. Nothing major. I think he's not like a Morris type of player. I think he's similar to Doku. And in my opinion, I think it will take him time to adapt. I mean, it's his new league. You know, he needs a season to adapt, to know his whereabouts. And I think Man City will fall short this year. I won't be surprised if Pep says, "Oh, you know what? It's time to turn on the final month of the season," and then they win the league. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think they're going to come second, in my opinion. They won't be like second, like 10 points different. It'll probably be like a 1 or 2 point difference between them and Arsenal. Okay, next up, Man United. I think it's a tough season. So they've sold a lot of players, but will they get will they push forward? I know they've signed De Ligt and Mazraoui from Bayern Munich, but they've also signed Leniero and Zirkzee. So I think they're going to push for top four. I think they've got basically all their players back apart from two, Leniero and Rasmus Højlund. If when they come back from injury, if they have an injury-free season, I think they're going to come fourth. If they don't, then they may get Conference League or even sixth place. So I'm gonna put them fourth, basing on the Community Shield and having a free season of injuries. Basically not many injuries that are fatal. All right, Nottingham Forest now. They're going to get relegated in my opinion. I think it's their time.
Oh, they're going down.
To go down. You're going down, man. And I know it's sad, but they've signed 20 players. Nuno Espirito Santo is not a great manager. They've got like a good amount of players like Morgan Gibbs-White, he's a good player. Anthony Alanga, Hudson Odoi. I think defensively they'll fall short. Goalkeeper-wise, I don't even know who their goalkeeper is. And in my opinion, they're going to fall short. And it's just sad, isn't it? What an L, man. Well, let's just see the players that they've got. I mean, they've signed Marko Stamenic from from Red Star Belgrade. They've signed Eric Da Silva. They've signed Elliot Anderson from Newcastle. They've signed Carlos Miguel from Corinthians. They've signed a couple of players. I mean, Jota Silva from Victoria de Guimarães. I think I butchered that, but I think that's a Portuguese team. Maybe. But I think they're going to go down. They'll fall short. Nuno Espirito Santo is not that great. Let me just check the Nottingham Forest. Alright, their pre-season, to be fair, I might have stepped on them a bit, but I think they're going to get relegated. Their pre-season it's actually pretty decent. They've won 3-0, 1-1, 2-1. They've only lost one game out of their whole pre-season, so that's very good. I think that will probably help them boost up. But I think they're going to get relegated in my opinion. So I think they're going to come 19. Newcastle, Al Saud. I mean, this is a sticky one. I won't lie, sticky one still. In my opinion, they haven't signed many players. They're trying to sign Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace, but they haven't really done anything. They've got Tonali that's coming back from his band, and I think they're going to improve slightly. They had a lot of injuries in the midfield and the defense as well. I don't feel comfortable for them at all. I think if they get conference, that would be big for them. They even may get. No, I'm gonna put them above Chelsea. No, actually, they're gonna come below Chelsea. So I think they're gonna come 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think they're gonna come 9th. If they come, if they do better, then that's good for them. I think, in my opinion, they're going to fall short. They haven't signed really anyone. The chairman's left. Eddie Howe, he might get sacked next season as well. So it's a big season ahead of them, a difficult one. So I'm gonna put them 9th. I'm gonna put them around mid. Spurs now. I think they've signed Dominic Solanke, which is a big boost for the attacking force. Timo Werner again on loan from Leipzig, which I don't really, I'm not a big fan of. I think they're going to improve from last season, considering that their injuries are coming back. Hopefully, their midfield are no longer playing Bozovic. But I think Pedro Porro is a good player. I think they're gonna come 5th above Aston Villa. They're going to come above Aston Villa. I'm not sure if they'll go for top 4. I think they'll be fighting, but I don't think they'll be as strong as Man United or Liverpool going for the Champions League spots. In my opinion, they need to sign a couple of other players because Maddison will probably get injured, and then they need a substitute for him. I think Ange is a top manager, but to be fair, I might be sleeping on them, but probably rightfully so. But I think fifth is right, similar to last season. Maybe they win a trophy. I don't think so. You know what? They'll probably win a trophy. Maybe, but I think fifth place is a good spot for them. All right, West Ham United. They've just announced Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think that's a big boost for their defense. I think defensively he's a very good player. They've signed a couple of players. They've got Lopetegui as their new manager. I won't be surprised. People are saying he might be the first manager to get sacked. He probably won't. I think he's a very good manager, considering his questionable past with certain teams. But I think he'll probably West Ham with the signings they have made, with especially Todibo from Nice, because Juventus wanted him so bad, but they just went and hijacked it. So I think they're going to come seventh, in my opinion. They're going to get Conference League. If they even push even further, that's even bigger. But I think seventh will be a good spot for them. I mean, Lopetegui tactically is an improvement than David Moyes, but will they do any? Nicholas Fulkrug as well. I forgot about him. He's a big player, big striker. In the Euros as well, was like the vocal number 9 coming on for Havertz. So I think they're going to get Europa Conference League for this. Next up, Liverpool. Oh my god, this is a funny one. They got rejected by Zubimendi. Zubimendi wants to stay at Real Sociedad, which is an L that haven't signed a single player yet, not even one. I think it's either FSG is being stingy, or they're still looking for another 6. I mean, they need some players. They need a bit of an attacking threat as well. Darwin Núñez, if he doesn't fire up this season, or doesn't leave the cage or escape the cage, like people say, I think they'll go. I think Arne Slot is a very good manager. I don't know if he'll be similar to David Moyes when he came to Man United, but I think he needs the backing of the club, the backing of the fans to do well, and I think they're going to come third. Liverpool, I mean, I've seen a couple of clips of them. They played very good football. I mean, they've sold a couple of players. They've let go of certain players. So I think they're going to come third. Not too much. I won't be surprised if they come even 6th. But third is where I think they're going to come. But not least, Wolves. I think Wolves will do okay. Gary O'Neill, he might do better than last season, but I don't feel, based on their transfers and let me just check everything. I'm so late. I'm sorry. Why am I sorry? You wait. To be fair, they've had an okay pre-season. I mean, they only won 1 game of the pre-season. I will put them slightly above Fulham. I think they're gonna finish 14th this season, and that's it for the Premier League predictions. I'm just gonna say something quickly. Arsenal champions. I'm just gonna go over it quickly. Arsenal champions, Man City, Liverpool and Man United. Champions League, Europa League, Tottenham and Aston Villa. Conference League, West Ham United. High mid-table, 8th till 12th. Chelsea, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Brighton. Lower mid-table, Everton, Wolves, Fulham, Leicester City and Brentford. And the relegated 3 sides is Ipswich Town, Nottingham Forest and Southampton United. Southampton FC. Doesn't matter. I want to say certain things about who I think will be player of the season, young player of the season, player to improve, manager to get sacked. Player of the season, in my opinion, will be Bruno Fernandes. I think he's a very, very top midfielder. You've seen United without Bruno Fernandes, how important he is, which is kind of on a downside on United, because they don't even have a substitute for a similar play style to him. But Bruno Fernandes, in terms of what I've seen in the Community Shield, I think he's going to be a very big problem for other teams. Who I think will be young player of the season is, to be fair, is between William Saliba, and I think it's just William Saliba, to be honest. I think he he's going into the mold of like the main centre back of every single team. I think if is a Real Madrid type of centre back in the future, he might sign for Real Madrid. He's a Real Madrid quality. I think defensively last season he wasn't the best, but he was still there. He was still impactful for Arsenal. If he gets better this season, then I don't think he shouldn't be a player of the season. I think he should. Managers to get sacked, I think, is between Nuno Espirito Santo, Gary O'Neill, in my opinion, and I'm gonna say Steve Cooper, but I don't want to say Steve Cooper. I think it will be. Let me check one more time. Wait, who's the gaffer? Who's the Southampton gaffer? The gaffer of Southampton is Russell Martin. Okay, Russell Martin. I think he was gonna get relegated, to be honest, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, this concludes the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. For the people that are still watching, like the 2 or 1 person that still watch it, go to the comments and say, let me think, AFCON CB equals knackered. That's what I would say. And yeah, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Do all of them majiggies. My socials will be on the description, whatever. And hopefully the season will be a great season, and hopefully you enjoy it. Take care.